Hello, today we will be making relleno de papa. So first we'll cut everything, so you'll need garlic, parsley, and an onion. So first you'll mince 2 cloves of garlic, which you'll do by holding the knife flat over the garlic, and then bringing your hand down in a fist over the clove of garlic in one solid punch. So you'll see my dad is helping me though, because I had no idea how to do it. And then you cut off both ends of the garlic, as you can see here, and then after both, and then the other side. And then after both sides have been cut, you peel the skin of the garlic off. And then you slice the garlic up into thin slices. Probably thinner than I did right there, and you can see my dad correcting me, so you'll probably want to do it more closer to how he is doing it right now. And then you take the slices of garlic and then you kind of cut them in a diagonal so they make little cubes like you see there. And then now it's time for the parsley. So you take a sprig of parsley and then you rip off the stems of the leaves, as you see me doing now. And then you'll need about 2 tablespoons of this. And then you kind of slice it into small pieces. And then now it's time for the onion. Now, I had no idea how to do this either, and then my mom was like, hey, here's how you do it. So, first you chop off both ends of the onion, and then you peel the onion, because cutting both sides off makes it easier to peel. And then now you are slicing the onion up thinly. Make sure to not cut your fingers off, which is why I'm knuckling it. And then after you've sliced it, now you cut it up into thin, like even thinner slices, as you see me doing right now. And then my mom finishing it for me because onions make you cry. So, but then you turn it and then you slice it the other way, making a small kind of cubes. And you want to keep doing this until you have something that resembles like that. And then you take a carrot, 1 carrot, and then you skin it. And then after you've skinned it, you cut off both ends of the carrot. And then you slice the carrot up into different slices. And then after you kind of cut the slices into even thinner slices, and then you kind of dice them. So as you'll see me doing in a second, right here. So that's how you should do it until you have something like I just had. Now you take 1/4 of a cup of peas and put that into a bowl with the carrots, the diced carrot, and then you add salt and pepper to taste. And then you add a half tablespoon of dried oregano, and then you should put a pot of boiling water onto the stove and let it boil while you do the next step, which is to peel 6 pounds of potatoes. So you'll see me doing this here, so you want to peel away from yourself to be safe, and then always get a trusted adult if you're struggling, which you'll see in a second. that's what I ended up doing because I am really slow at peeling. And now you can see my mom showing me how it's done. And then after you've peeled all of the potatoes, you cut each potato into quarters by cutting it in half and then half again. And then after you've done that with all of your potatoes, you put them into the pot. I had my mom do this because she didn't want me to get burned. And then if you have too much water, you can always ladle it out. And then set the stove timer for 20 minutes. And then after the 20 minutes is up, have a trusted adult drain the water and from the potatoes, and then put the potatoes back into the pot, and then it's time to mash the potatoes. And then it should end up being something like that, although you can't see it very well. Just normal mashed potato consistency. Now you boil 3 eggs. I put in more in case I messed up the peeling. And then in a large skillet, you put the onions, garlic, and parsley and saute them until those translucent with 2 tablespoons of oil. I did not get the initial thing, and then after they're translucent, you put in your ground beef. That would be half a pound or 8 ounces, and then you cook it for 2 minutes, and then and then you want to make sure the ground beef is separated and like kind of chopped up. And then after the 2 minutes, which you put in the carrots and the peas and the everything else that goes in the filling that we prepared earlier, and then you put in 1 cup of water, and then you cook that until the water is evaporated, or for 10 minutes. And then it should look something like that when it's done. And then now it's time to get those boiled eggs, those 3 boiled eggs, and chop them into quarters, so in half and then half again, and do this for all 3. And then you set them aside, and now it's time to make the actual balls. So take 1/2 of potatoes, and then take another half cup of potatoes, and then you will be forming one of the halves into a flat kind of disc circle, as you see here. I recommend putting it on top of a Ziploc so it doesn't stick, and then you put in 2 tablespoons of the beef filling, and then you put in 1 egg, and I suggest not doing it the way I did and having the round side up so it's easier to fold into. And then you also get 1 olive. It can be green or black, have it be without a pit, and then you take the other half of potato that you got and then gently put it over the filling and make it into a ball. If you need to, like if it's crumbling, just add water to your hands and stuff, and then it'll be easier. And then now it's time for the batter, so you put in 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, and then 2 eggs, and then 2 cups of water, and then 2 eggs. And then you stir it until it gets to consistency just around that. And then you dip your ball that you've made into the batter and make sure the batter is spread mostly evenly. And then you take a quart of oil, put it in a pot and let it boil. And then you put the ball into the oil and then let it fry for 4 minutes or until it is golden brown. Now, after you take it out, and it should look something like this, or a little bit darker. I find that I like them a little bit darker than that. But then, after that, you're done, and you get to enjoy them. And you have these lovely Relleno de papa.